the draft. They were drafting.
No, they weren't drafting.
Yes, they were.
No.
Yes, they were.
No.
I promise you they were.
There's no you can no the draft. No, there was no draft. There was no like, hey, you're here, you need to go straight to war.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this one time.
Go ahead.
They were drafting because I remember when I was completing my financial aid. Yes, I do not come from the most wealthiest background.
You and me both.
But I remember I was completing my FAFSA application and whatnot, and they asked a particular question of if you've already completed one of your filing thing for the draft. Now, what I mean by they were drafting, as in they were shipping people off that were already in things like the reserves for the most part and stuff like that.
But
they were still drafting your paperwork saying that at any given moment you might be called upon.
Yeah, but that's everybody. Well, that's every male when you turn 18. Yes,
Nah.
Legally,
that's not true because we've been going through different wars, but in between time, and that never had happened.
No, yes, it has. You always, when you turn 18, you have to sign that paper saying that you're available for the draft. They ever bring it back. So that's the same what you're talking about. So I wouldn't necessarily call that a draft. A draft is basically like you and me. We're civilians, and they need people for war. Like what happened? What was it? Like what happened? I can't remember the years, but like what happened with Muhammad Ali? That he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
He did not choose to be. He was not in the military. He did not choose to go to war. That is drafted. That like being on reserve.
So the first portion of the drafting was happening is my point.
Yeah, but I still want to call that a draft. Personally, I'm just.
What would you call it if you got to fill out paperwork that's saying you could be drafted? That's like initiation, at least at bare minimum.
Yeah, but like I said, every male has to do that when they turn 18. I had to do it. Every man has to do that. I'm not saying I like it, but it is what it is. You know, you have to fill out when you turn 18. Well, every man has to fill it out. Women, not so much. Men, yes. All of us had it. So that's why I said I wouldn't necessarily call that a draft.